you considered the messages your outfits send? What do you think your clothes say about you? See, style is about the clothes, but it's not really about the clothes. Every day you make choices about what you're going to wear, but what are you communicating? Welcome to Above and Beyond Style. I'm your host, Maria DiLorenzo, and in 2019, I founded MFD Style, where I provide a unique, intuitive approach to personal styling for those ready to embrace a more meaningful look. With this podcast, I'll uncover key elements of where spirituality, psychology, and style intersect, revealing how you can make intentional wardrobe choices that reflect who you really are. So let me ask you, are you ready to transform into your authentic self? Then it's time. Come with me on this journey, and together we'll take your style above and beyond style. Hey everybody, welcome back to Above and Beyond Style. I can't even believe it, but this is season 3, and I just feel so privileged and lucky to be sharing these airwaves with you and having the opportunity to share my thoughts around style, fashion, psychology, spirituality, and all these different intersections that I find very fascinating on my end. Hopefully you will and are too. So this season, I've been thinking a little bit about how I wanted to frame out this season and give you kind of some fresh new content that might inform you, inspire you, give you perhaps a new perspective when you're thinking about your style and all the things that come along with that. So let me back up a little bit, because I think some of this has to do with my own style journey that has taken shape over the last several years, for sure. And especially as I've become an entrepreneur and now owning my own business that is focusing so much in and around style. I've really come to learn that the process of building a wardrobe is kind of just the result of a host of different decisions and thoughts that have occurred over time. And those decisions and thoughts can be, they range from any number of things. But I think for me, as I've gone through the process time and time again with clients or even with myself, I'm noticing that some common themes are coming up when I'm going through a closet, I'm helping somebody review or edit their clothes and come to clarity about, should this stay? Should this go? Does this meet my style? What is my signature style, right? And through that whole process, there's just a whole host of different insights that I think I've been able to extract that I'd love to be able to share with you. And in some ways, I don't want to steal the thunder of what a closet review experience would be like. And I don't know that I could even recreate it here on a podcast. But I do think some of the interesting parts of the process come from reflection. And from that reflection, then hopefully comes learning that will influence future behaviors. And I think when I'm thinking about the connection between style, psychology, and spirituality, I'm always trying to sort of see, are there behaviors that are influencing how we believe about ourselves, how we believe that we're supposed to operate in the world, and how those clothes, those things that we put on our bodies every day, will say something about us. And can we make better choices along the way to really honor all of those things about who we are, and hopefully result in a wardrobe or a closet that feels really authentic, it feels representative of who we are, and in fact maybe gives us some inspiration to live our lives however we're supposed to be doing that. So some of the things that I've been thinking about are these lessons is the best word I can come up with. I'm also feeling like they're flags, not a red flag, not necessarily the white flag of surrender, but they're just flags. And part of what I want to do this season with you is help you identify how to build and how to curate this closet that you love, this wardrobe that you love, but pay attention to some of these indicators along the way that perhaps influence how your closet has evolved. And I think for anybody, when I'm working with a client, there's often this disparity between the clothes that are in their closet, how they feel about themselves, and how they feel in their clothes. And I think my work sometimes is to try to bring more synergy between all of those statements and try to create that sense of unification about these clothes, you, and how you feel in your clothes. And what gets in the way? Like, what are the things that perhaps take us off track, or maybe even give us reason to go down a whole other track that we didn't even anticipate? And I think some of those insights have come to me the longer I've done this work, and certainly the longer I've really been, intentional about how I'm getting dressed and the decisions around how I'm making for getting clothes or buying clothes. So I thought today I would just give you a little overview of what I'm sort of percolating on. And the next, 5 to 7 episodes, and we'll see how that evolves from there. I have this idea that I want to really help just build with you about not only just setting style resolutions about how we can really curate and build this wardrobe, but how we can avoid some of the pitfalls that I think sometimes take us off track and maybe distract us, or I don't even know, maybe they just bring us to a place where we become unrecognizable in our own clothes. And I've seen that happen with many, many people, where they see these clothes in their closet and they put them on and they simply say to me, I don't feel like me in this, and I don't even know why I have it. I don't even remember when I bought it. There's all sorts of different sort of conclusions that you come to through a closet review process. And this is the learning. This is the good stuff, in my opinion, because not that I don't love to shop or I don't love to create combinations with clothes. All of that is true and real. But I'm really interested in this digging deeper, the messages underneath, the lessons that we learn, how it can influence or impact our future behaviors. And what does that say about who we are and who we want to present ourselves in the world to be? I know some of you might think, gosh, you think so deep and profoundly about all these matters that come to clothes that maybe on some level feel fairly shallow or simple. But to me, I think I've come to learn anything about my style is that it's an extension of who I am. And it says and it tells messages about who I am. And the more I can learn how I've really curated and cultivated this wardrobe to reflect that who I am, the more authentic it becomes and the easier it is for me to get dressed. But I'll be honest, I have clothes in my closet that quite honestly have taken me off track, so to speak, from that authentic style. And I've come to learn some of these lessons, and I really feel like as I'm looking at this new season, I want to help you think about what are the things that maybe get in the way of how we can build these wardrobes of impact and purpose, but also that maybe say a little something about who we are and help us get to know ourselves a bit better through that process too. So many people start off a year setting resolutions, right? And those resolutions, you hear all sorts of different things about health and wellness, eating well, drinking more water, moving your body, sleeping more. I could list probably a dozen other ideas. And all of those have merit and are valuable. But I think what I want to concentrate on is I'm sort of looking ahead to not just the new season of this podcast, but to a new year, is about what are the style resolutions I want to retain every time I get dressed? And what are those lessons that I can share with you that maybe will help inform you and help you be a bit more intentional about the ways that you're getting dressed, or maybe the ways you're shopping? So today I want to share with you something about, a friend of mine a couple years ago had been talking about giving a word of the year, a word that will inspire you throughout the year, a word that will kind of be your touch point that you can come back to and maybe just inform and support the way that you're living your life during that year. And for me, as I was thinking about this podcast and some of these lessons and pitfalls and, the ultimate goal of helping you curate a closet that you love. In fact, I have a really great episode in season 1 about this very topic. And it, I think, is probably my most listened to topic to date. So I'd encourage you to go back if you haven't yet listened to that. I think it's the final episode of season 1. And this curating of your closet comes with a host of different ideas, techniques, etc., that I want to be able to talk about. And so when I was thinking about this word that I wanted to inspire not only my episodes with you, but my life in general, there was one word that kind of kept coming up for me. In fact, it was a word that as I was going back through journals, I write in a journal pretty regularly. And it's my way of kind of unpacking a day or plotting out how I want to really think about my life and gain inspiration from spirit, from the universe, from God, to really understand what are these themes or what are these messages and where is the learning that's happening in my life. And I love a journal for this purpose because I can go back and I can reread things from time ago and say, gosh, isn't that interesting how I didn't see that insight then, but I see it now. And all the different ways these different threads have been woven over the course of years and time and experiences. And the same thing happens with our style. There are threads that start with us that perhaps we carry forward or we drop off and we forget about and we have to pick back up again. So when I was thinking about my word and really thinking about all the different ways that I want to live out this new year and this new episode with you and this new season, there was one word that kept coming back to me, and it was a word that had been traced in my journal entries for several months. And the word was vibrancy. Vibrancy. It's an interesting word because being vibrant in my mind conjures up a whole host of different images and thoughts, colors, experiences. But it has an energy underneath it, don't you think? When you hear the word vibrant, there's sort of movement or a spark or something that's really giving you life. And I think there could be a lot of different ways I can interpret this, and I'll share more about my word through the course of this season. But the vibrancy of being able to curate a closet that you love, to have a signature style, to feel confident in your clothes, and to know that that's really a strong reflection of who you are, that felt like vibrancy, like alive in action in the world. And so when I was thinking about how I wanted to cultivate more vibrancy, not just in my own life, but through my style, I got excited about the different ways that that might play out. And so I want to inspire you to think about what might your style resolution be this year? And is vibrancy something that you might be able to incorporate? Maybe you want to experiment with some new style trends. Maybe you want to wear more color. Maybe you want to simplify or really get very clear and vibrant about the things you already own. Maybe you want to shop your closet and learn all the different ways that new combinations and ideas can come together from the things you already own and can surprise you and delight you with all those new ideas. Vibrancy for me has really been a word that feels good. It feels good in my body, and it feels good to share. When I think about what I want this season for you to be about, learning above and beyond style and really coming to cultivate and learn your own signature style and how to grow that, I'm excited for the vibrant ways that that's going to come together. And so while this episode may be a little shorter than my upcoming ones, I want you to know that I'm excited for you and for me about what this is to bring. I look forward to seeing you next time. Hey there. I wanted to take this opportunity to tell you more about MFD Style, my wardrobe consulting business. I've been styling professionally for nearly 15 years, and it truly is my life's passion and purpose. In fact, my mission is to help you develop a confident and authentic signature style, breathe life into your existing wardrobe, and help you fill in with perfect, versatile pieces that are in line with your style and budget. And yes, all of this can be done both in person or virtually. This experience can transform your life. I have seen it happen countless times. And all you have to do is take that first step. Set up a free 30-minute consultation call with me, and we can start this journey together. You deserve to have a wardrobe that mirrors who you are, and I am so ready to help make that happen. You can find me on the web at mfdstyle.com. Thanks so much for listening today. If you enjoyed what you've heard, I would appreciate you taking the time to leave a review on the podcasting platform you're using and share this episode with others who you think might really enjoy these conversations about personal style. For more information all about MFD Style services, you can find me on the web at mfdstyle.com, on Instagram at mfd_style, where I post almost 5 days a week, or send me an email at maria@mfdstyle.com. I also have a weekly email I send to subscribers, so I will include the link to that sign up in the show notes. So until next time, friends, remember to love yourself and then love yourself some more.